Good evening, everybody. It is Sunday night, my friends. And we're starting back up tonight. And I wanted to take a little break from No Man's Sky for a little bit, just because we've been doing lots and lots of expeditions. We still have a lot of expeditions left to go. However, I'm feeling nostalgic. Feeling very nostalgic. Dragon Warrior 1 remake kind of got me into this, and also, Shadowrun sort of got me into this nostalgia mood, and I want to embrace the nostalgia, as it were, my friends. So here we are. Going way back to, this one's actually 2011. This is not as far back as some of the Spiderweb software games would go, but it is certainly back there. We're gonna jump into some Avadon, the Black Fortress here. So just a heads up, this is a classic, or I should say a computer RPG, CRPG, with tactical turn-based combat. And definitely it's top-down, tile-based, pixel art, question mark. I mean, it's not what we would consider pixel art, but it's 2D sprites. And all that stuff. I have, on numerous occasions, started this game and played like the first hour or two with the intent of coming in and doing, an actual either video of it or a stream or something like that. And I've done it on numerous occasions. I start over again, and always something else comes up. So I'm kind of hoping. I know our schedule is particularly packed right now with a lot of stuff. So a lot of stuff going on. I'm hoping maybe I can somehow fit this into the rotating schedule. I don't think it's a. I don't know if I've ever finished the game, but I don't think it doesn't strike me as a particularly long game. But I don't know for sure. So we'll see. We'll jump in and see what comes of it, friends. Let's start a new game. And we're going to start out as a sorceress. So the game, both Avadon and Avernum, they kind of give you default character names. You can change their character names, but they do tend to follow a similar naming convention and stuff. Cordelia was one used in the original, in the Avadon series and stuff. We're obviously going to change it because we can, but we're going to get this going. So, the sorceress has dedicated her life to the mastery of the arcane arts. Fragile in battle, she makes up for it with the ability to summon forth clouds of fire, lightning, or ice, obliterating her foes. But that is not all. A sorceress can cloud the minds of foes, even potentially causing them to fight for her. She can bless allies and curse enemies. She can even use spells to pick locks and disarm traps. And that's really the main reason I like her, is that she can... the sorceress is actually the one that picks the locks. and stuff. And disarms traps. So... and then obviously, you don't solo the game. I mean, you could theoretically, I guess, solo the game, but you do pick up other characters along the way. You do end up with a party. So we're just going to do normal because I don't need to be particularly punished. You're a warrior of the Midlands Pact. The Pact is an alliance of 5 nations banded together for safety. The Farlands, enemies of the Pact, surrounded on all sides. These are the nations of barbarians, raiders, titans, fated, jealous empires, all waiting for a sign of weakness. The pact has one purpose: to crush the Farlands and keep them weak and divided. Otherwise, they will invade your homeland, take what they want, and massacre whoever stands in their way. You spent your life training and preparing to defend the Pact, and you have done well. Your skill and potential has earned you the greatest of honors. You have been sent to serve at a new fortress, Avadon. Avadon, the Black Fortress. The warriors of Avadon watch over the 5 nations of the Pact. When anyone acts to harm the peace and tranquility of the Pact, Avadon has the authority to destroy them. Its authority and independence are almost without limit. And Avadon's power is not only over the outsiders of the Farlands. Anyone who tries to weaken the Pact from within is subject to punishment. Brigands, spies, politicians, all have reason to fear the eye of Avadon and the attention of its master, Keeper Redbeard. Avadon has watched over the Pact for 3 centuries. Its warriors wield the finest weapons. Its wizards can learn the most powerful spells, and the Keeper of the Black Fortress, Redbeard, directs them all. Few outsiders know anything about Redbeard. There are plenty of rumors. Some say that he has 3 wives, each a deadly warrior. You've heard that assassins try to kill him every week. They all fail, and in turn receive the most gruesome punishments imaginable. Some believe that Redbeard can see into your dreams. Apparently he's not Santa Claus, though. Outsiders, if they are lucky, never get close enough to Avadon to learn the truth. But you, today, you will meet Redbeard yourself. You're standing outside the gates of the Black Fortress. You stand on the bridge over a deep, misty chasm. The iron gates of Avadon are before you. Beyond is your new life, full of adventure, danger, power, wealth, and service to the Pact. The Black Fortress looms over you, perched on an enormous granite peak. The gates open a crack, granting you entrance. You step through, and your service to Avadon begins. Okay. There we go. One of the things to note here, since it is such an old game, 1440p, not a thing. It is running, I believe, at 1080, at least. I was playing around with Avernum, the first Avernum game, which is even older than this, and that was that has been enhanced to have like 1440p resolution support. However, everything's tiny, so you kind of have to sort of massage it a little bit. It seems like they only scaled the graphics out to like 1080p, so that's why you're seeing black bars. I don't know. I assume it might be getting a little bit stretched out as far as the stream goes. Hopefully, it's not too terrible. Anyway, so we got help messages here. You get a little bit of a tutorial when you start. You start to cross Avadon's entry garden. Considering how terrified most of Linnaeus is of this fortress, it seems rather pleasant. Ponds, nicely tended lawn. To the east is another pair of gates leading further into the fortress. A pair of guards wearing plate armor and wielding massive swords stand to either side. There's also an elderly man in long flowing robes. He has a pair of what looks like wolves in front of him. He's shouting commands at them. They don't seem concerned. Keep crossing the courtyard to the east. All right. You get closer to the old man and his 2 wolves, though from this distance you can see that something is not right about these animals, like their lack of hair and their purple flesh and the veins throbbing all along their backs and legs. The man in robes is holding up a scrap of meat and giving suggestions like stand, sit, roll over. The wolf creatures don't respond. Then you get close, which gets an instant reaction out of them. They turn and look at you. Then they bare their teeth and begin to snarl. Okay. Can you control those things? No, as you can see, I can't. I thought I might, but... The old man sighs. The twisted wolf things turn away from the pitiful scraps of meat the old man offered them. You seem much softer and fresher. However, the old man and the guards don't seem to react to this. They just watch, silently and with interest. Call back your pets, old man, before I have to destroy them. The old man shakes his head sadly. That is all right. I think it is necessary. You are a hand. You are supposed to aid in my work. This is your job. I will explain more when you're done. The creatures lurch clumsily toward you, one to your right, one to the left. Then they start to run, teeth bared. Prepare to defend yourself. You have little equipment, but you are not foolish enough to travel through the wilderness without a weapon. You prepare to rid the garden of the old man's pets. Okay. And we're in combat mode. You can see this is where we get into the turn-based combat stuff. We got a crit on me. Little bastards. There we go. The hideous wolf creatures lie at your feet, dead. The guards, realizing that they have a mess to clean up, look annoyed. The old man just looks sad. Another month of work gone. I suppose I must work on my other trinkets for a while. Oh, I am sorry. I am Craftmaster Nicodemus, one of the mages of Avadon. I think I'll be helping you in the future. I was glad to help. Who do I report to? Nicodemus nods. That is the spirit, but you do not report to me. I was only trying to train the creatures here to get away from the chaos inside. I suppose you should see Heart Miranda. I think she's waiting for you, and she will explain what you need to know. Where's Heart Miranda? Craftmaster Nicodemus makes a signal. The gates begin to slowly open. Miranda is inside, directing things. There has been a serious disturbance, and she'll be happy for your help. Now, please excuse me. Then he turns to his wolves, going down on one knee to examine them. Goes through the gate to find Heart Miranda. Her position is now marked on the map window. All right, we can end our combat here. Before I do that, actually, is there anything on the ground? That's some meat. All right. That might be useful. Anything else around here? Looks interesting. Nah. Okay. In we go. You step into the entry courtyard of Avadon. Fresh supplies are stacked everywhere, waiting to be distributed to the warriors and craftspeople. When Avadon wants something, it gets it. However, the atmosphere of the fort is not what you expected. It is chaos. Guards and workers are running everywhere. You hear shouting in the distance, the smell of smoke, and you think blood hangs in the air. After a lifetime of hearing how deadly and invulnerable Avadon is, this chaos is somehow even more worrying. A woman stands in the middle of the courtyard, an island in the chaos, and directs the workers. This must be the Miranda you're supposed to present your letter of introduction to. Okay. Oh, I see some boots. Let's put some leather boots on here. Since they're free. Anything else around here that looks free? I have a candle. I don't know if the sheets of paper are ever actually useful, but I picked them up anyway. I can put them in the junk bag. Need the candle on there yet. Let's go talk to Heart Miranda. You walk up to the woman in the middle of the room. Like Craftmaster Nicodemus, she is wearing long flowing robes, the traditional garb of the mage. She's in her early 50s. She has served here for a long time. She stops shouting orders and turns to you. Well, pity. You didn't show up just a few hours ago. We could have used you. Do you have a letter of introduction? Fortunately, you were given one before you came here. She holds out her hand for it. Get a letter. She takes the letter, reads it, and nods. Then I formally welcome you and declare you a hand of Avadon, with all privileges and responsibilities attached. Congratulations. She wads up the letter and tosses it onto the floor. The servant instantly collects it and carries it off. Normally, there would be a period of settling in, testing, and so on, but we have had problems. All of our hands are out in the field, and now there's something I need you to do now. Right, what do you need me to do? She nods. Yes, enthusiasm. That is what I like to hear. We're trying to get things in the main fortress under control, but we have had to send most of our hands away. That means we need you to enter the dungeons and restore order. Round up some stray prisoners. You do not need to go alone. There are two hands who can help you. They are Civilin and Nathalie, I believe. She points to the south. On the way down to the dungeons, you can choose one of them to help you. Once you have met the other hands, go downstairs and speak with Imamura. He will tell you what fires to put out. Who are Sevlin and Nathalie? Young hands like you, eager to distinguish themselves. In one case, extremely painfully eager. I can spare one of them for your cleanup task. What do I need to do in dungeons? That is up to Imamura. Do what he says. You may use any equipment you may find, and if you survive, it will reflect very well upon you. All right, I will go right away. She nods. Good. With luck, you will be more suitable to service than the other available hands. Go. Go to the dungeons. The recent disruption has enabled many prisoners in the Avadon dungeons to escape. Go south and speak with Sevlin and Nathalie, the hands who can help you to regain control. Then go downstairs, find Imamura, and do whatever he tells you to do. First of all, up here is blocked off. Okay. It's blocked off too. Down we go. You enter Avadon's main storeroom, where most of the food, wood, and so on brought to the Black Fortress are kept. There has recently been a fight here. The stone floor is scorched, and splatters of blood dot the walls. The wounded and dead have been hauled away. Only one person is visible from here. A young sorceress stands by the scorched area, looking down at it. She is smiling. There's Nathalie. When you get close to the young sorceress, she looks up at you. She's breathing hard, still charged with adrenaline from her recent battle. I did it! I killed them! By myself! Not that I will get any notice for it, of course. She takes a moment to calm down. Oh, I am sorry. I am Nathalie, a hand of Avadon. I have spent long enough waiting for action that I need to take a moment to luxuriate in it. So what happened here? 3 wretches came out of the dungeon. I was in the main courtyard when I heard them. I surprised and dispatched them, but not before. Wretches? Vile little humanoids, dumb and hungry, the scourge of the known lands. I don't know why Redbeard would bother to keep them around. Did they do any harm? They killed the quartermaster, not a warrior, but a good man. I spent many hours speaking with him while waiting for something to do. A minute earlier, and I might have saved it. I'm going to clean out the dungeons. She looks startled. What? You? No offense, but you've been here, what, 10 minutes? When some of us have been waiting? Once again, she calms down. You'll probably need help. Isn't that the case? Taking one of the other hands with you to share in the glory, yes? I can take one hand with me into the dungeons. Doesn't take her long to do the math. 1 hand out of 2. Me and Sevlin, the warrior. Well, speak to Sevlin and compare. She looks at the scorch marks. I am eager and competent. He is, well, you can see for yourself. When you go downstairs, if you wish, I will come and join you. But you will select me, yes? We will see. See the gleam of enthusiasm in her eyes. All right, I will be standing ready. Okay. What do we got here? Anything interesting to collect? Ooh, here we go. A leather cap and some gloves. Take those. Oh, here's Sevlin. There's a young warrior standing guard by the passage to the south, keeping close watch in case anything else nasty comes out of it. He turns to look at you. You see that he's about your age. His face bears a nasty scar running diagonally down his face. He says, Greetings, I am Sevlin. You are here to stand guard with me? No, I suppose not. We need to go fight now, don't we? I knew the time would come. I'll follow my orders, I always do. What are you doing here? Just trying to be of aid. When things went wrong this morning, all the hands were sent out on this mission or that. Only I was left. He points to the north. And Nathalie. When wretches came out of the dungeons, I thought I would stand guard until someone found a use for me. The gate is closed, but wretches can slip through the bars. You know what went wrong? I don't know. The hearts and the eyes won't share any information with someone as lowly as me. As far as I can tell, something exploded and everything escaped from the dungeons below. The hands can't help because they have all been sent out of the fortress on missions. He absentmindedly touches his scar. Being a servant of Avadon doesn't keep us safe, just the opposite. You know what's happening in the dungeon? No, but it must have been ugly. A few of the guards on duty down there made it out. You've been wounded. Do you need help? At first, Sevlin isn't sure what you mean. He looks down at his armor, looking for signs of an injury. Then he realizes that you're referring to a scar and laughs bitterly. You mean this? This is an old mark. Easy to forget it is there. I only remember it when I look in a mirror or when a stranger sees me. And you can still fight? Of course, if I'm ever chosen for a mission again. How did it happen? He looks exasperated. Even if I enjoy discussing it, this is not the best time. I'm going to clean out the dungeons. He nods. I am not surprised. Miranda needs to send a hand down there to clean it up, and you show up in need of testing. I am not offended that I was passed over. You think you were passed over? Why? I do not question the wisdom of Redbeard or his hearts. They choose who to send into danger for their own reasons. I have learned to simply, quietly accept. I can select one hand to enter a dungeon with me. For a moment, his eyes show a glint of interest, maybe even hope. I came to Avadon to serve. I have spent too long not serving. I was born to fight. I am ready. All right, well, I am actually going to choose you. He pats his blade with a gauntleted hand. Then I am ready. Anything else? Oh, wait, there's stuff on the ground there. A mallet and a pick. Okay, that's not really. I don't think the mallet is a weapon. I'd be very surprised if it was. There are several locked storerooms back here. They probably contain valuable equipment reserved for someone important. Though, considering the chaos, you doubt anyone would mind if you borrowed something. However, to get the locks open, you'll need to find some lockpicks. Animal skin. Take that. Some cloth. All right, what do we got on the table there? Potion of health, potion of speed. All right, let's put some of these on the quick use bar. Need 6 lockpicks. Okay. Guess I'm not getting in there right away. Is there anywhere else I can go here? No, that's all locked off. Alright. You're at the entrance to the Avadon dungeons, final resting place of many foolish enough to fight the pact. You notice that a heavy cloak has been left on a table nearby. It might be wise to put it on before descending into the low tunnels. So the interesting thing about this game, and it's true not just of this game, but of like the Avernum series as well, is that you don't. There is encumbrance, and you can see we're encumbered at 42 pounds, but the encumbrance isn't affected by your pack. Anything in your pack, it's only what equipment you're wearing. It determines your encumbrance. So you can see I'm wearing 18 pounds of equipment. As long as it's in your pack, no biggie. As soon as you put it on, that's when it starts to have an effect on you. So, which is interesting, and I believe the encumbrance goes up as you, I think, either get more strength or maybe one of the other attributes that you do when you level up. So, and there might even be like scarabs or something to help with that. Um, but yeah. So what makes that interesting is that like depending on your character classes, and you'll see as we bring more characters in, they all have different encumbrance levels, and even though they might be able to wear heavy armor, they might not be able to wear heavy armor and like heavy boots and all these other things. And the way damage works is that you never get 100% protection from your armor. It's the armor, I guess, side stacks, I guess is the best way to put it, where um, like this gives me plus 2%, these pants. The boots give me plus 5%. The cloak gives me plus 3%. The tunic gives me plus 3%. The gloves give me plus 2%. And what happens is in a particular order, it applies the armor. So, like we'll say that the leather cap is first. We'll say, so that would be 2% off the damage incoming, right? And then it's the tunic, and that would be 3% off the remaining damage coming in, and then 2% off the remaining damage of those coming in. So it's like it doesn't stack them per se. It kind of side calculates them all the way down. So you never quite get like 100% protection, but but you still get a decent amount. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's like a character, um, there's a character screen. I don't know what key it is. Train character C stats shift slash, so shift forward slash. Here it is. So you can see here like 17% resistance on armor altogether. So it's like, you know, physical resistance, and then I think magic. And then it's kind of weird, but like we have some magic and other resistances, but the armor also does half resistance for magic incoming, I believe. So it's like it would be maybe 8% question mark, like 8.5%. Well, it'd be 8% rounded down, I think. So it's like 8%. So it's 17% protection against damage, like physical damage, and then 8% base against magic, and then all these other things apply afterwards, or something like that. It's they actually explain it a lot better in the manual, which you can actually see the manual. There's a PDF with it on the Steam page. So the wheel controls the gate to the dungeons. With great effort, you turn it. The gate opens, clearing your path to dungeon depths below. Looks like we got shackles over here. Alright, down we go. And we're going to take the Blade Master with us. Because we are a sorceress, so I don't necessarily need another sorceress with me. So there we go. All right. We have some lamps over there. We'll put the lamps on our Quick use bar. Right. You stand at the doors into the Avadon dungeons, possibly the most terrifying place in Linnaeus. The most dangerous conspirators against the pact are brought here. Every once in a while, one of them emerges again. It is dark down here. In the absence of guards, the lights have gone out. Happily, several lamps have been left at the table nearby. Alright, so we can use a lamp. And it lasts for, I think, 150 turns. So it lasts a decent amount of time. We'll end up going through a couple, though. You walk into the dungeon. Normally the torches would be lit and heavily armed guards would be standing at attention. The jailers would be waiting to collect and process new inmates, and there wouldn't be giant rats everywhere. But the disaster upstairs has left everything abandoned. You can hear shouting and snarling in the distance, but the entry chamber is cold and dark. But not still. As you step in onto the walkway, little pairs of lights appear in the shadows to the south. Then they start to move toward you. With the guards gone, the pests in the tunnels far below Avadon have started to emerge. Alright, here we got some huge rats. So let's go and use our daze ability. And let's see if I can daze all of them. Nice. Alright, you go and try to hit him. So you get, I think, 8 AP per turn, although you don't, yeah, 8 AP. And I think you use 1 every time you move a square. And then I think it's 9 to do an attack. So an attack pretty much cancels out all of your action points. Yeah. Go. Okay. Doing good so far. Nice. I think that's everything. So end our combat. And then once you end combat, I think you always heal. So you don't necessarily have to worry too much about that. And we have some ale. How about his inventory? What does he got? So he just got a dagger and a leather jerkin, right? Okay. Lock is too complicated to be picked. Does rats drop anything? Yeah, just have sticks there. Okay. Suddenly, a reassuring light appears to the north. Someone has just lit a torch. He shouts, "Is that support at last? Come here, quickly!" It's a good time to save the game if you haven't already. Yeah, I guess we probably should. Also, I don't think there's a... is it control? I think it's control S to save. Yes. Yeah, they one of the interesting things about this game is that it was really written with like Windows and Mac and stuff in mind. So it's like Option S, Control S to save things. You know, not your traditional key commands. You emerge into a large office. A fence rings an area with desks and shelves heavy with records. New inmates are brought here and sat down while scribes record their arrival, crime, and recommended processing. There are some chains and cages usually used for wild beasts and monsters in need of examination. When humans are brought here, they are usually just left on the benches. Few are foolish enough to think they can escape from this place. There's a man in a leather jerkin standing by the far desk. He waves at you. "Hand! At last! Hurry!" Here he comes. I'm Amora. The last eye on duty in the dungeons walks up to you. He's an aging man with a thick leather jerkin and a broadsword held awkwardly in his hand. He nods to you. I'm Amora of Hocklanda, master of the Avadon dungeons. I am pleased to see you, though I confess I thought that I might have been aided earlier, and I might add, with more force, but we will do what we must. What happened down here? I am not sure. It is the result of something that happened above, something I still have not been informed about. A pulse of energy from upstairs disrupted our magical wards, enabling some prisoners and held creatures to escape. They, in turn, helped others out. There was, as you might expect, a fierce battle. Some prisoners fled. Where's everyone now? Many of the prisoners are dead or were returned to their cells. Some keepers were slain. Others went upstairs to safety. What threats remain? There are abandoned tunnels under Avadon, and some pests have taken this chance to emerge. They will need to be slain. Also, some prisoners are still loose on this level. Many of them will have been devoured by the pests. Others, however, will have to be hunted. All right, well, Miranda sent me to help you. Amora nods. It is overdue. Now that we are regaining full control of Avadon, it is time to retake the tunnels. They are infested by a wide variety of pests, rats, spiders, nothing surprising. These must be slain. Also, I've been questioning the keepers as they emerge from the tunnels and go upstairs to safety. There are 4 prisoners who are still unaccounted for. These should still be out there in the shadows. You must find them or verify that they have left this level. I closed the gate to the inner caves when I saw that the prisoners were loose. I will try to open it for you. Who are the prisoners I need to find? There are 4. Consult a scroll. A wretch named Groz, a Chimerian savage named Hansi, a tricky young mage from the Tawan Empire named Quiria, and most dangerously, Shadow Tarkus. Of course, that treacherous creature did not hesitate to try to slip away. As the keepers emerged, they told me where they last saw the lost prisoners. There are now markings on your map. Who is Shadow Tarkus? A spy and an assassin, a blade for hire, a killer for coin. However, he only works to harm the Pact and the warriors of Avadon. Capturing him was very difficult and required a good deal of luck. If you find him, you may wish to get help as quickly as possible. By now, he is sure to have armed himself. He is very dangerous. Might he be responsible for your problems? The possibility has occurred to me. However, it is unlikely. He has been continuously chained with our most secure spells. Whoever caused this disaster, it was not him. Where did all the rats come from? The deep cells. There's a network of old tunnels and cells below the main dungeon that was abandoned and sealed off. It is a home for pests, rats, spiders, other beasts that are sure to emerge. How can I go down there? More points to southeast. The stairway down to the old tunnels and the secure cells. However, I can't give you the key to the cells. You must obtain it from a superior, such as, say, Han Callan. Why haven't those cells been sealed off? We have considered expanding into them, rebuilding, and so on. This disaster is making me reconsider those plans. All right, well, that's all for now. You found Amora in the Avadon dungeons. He told you to enter the dungeons and secure them. Hunt for 4 prisoners, Groz, Hansi, Quiria, and Shadow Tarkus. If any of them refuse to come peacefully, you should kill them. Pen, ink. Another dagger. Which, I don't know, is his dagger is 7 to 21. This one is 2 to 6. Okay, that's not worth anything. So some coins, potion of recovery. Put that there. Oh, I see more potions on the table there. Yes, potion of health. Okay. This door is locked. Alright. This sign says Dungeon Kitchen. Interesting there? No. Just trash in the oven. On the ground. Worth taking. And we've got 8 rats here. Alright, and so I want oh. So when you move and there's an enemy next to you, it the enemy gets like an attack of opportunity. I didn't think I was actually going to move to strike that other rat, so that's what happened there. Anything else around? Play. There's a rat up there. Okay. She missed. Go. All right. Got the spider and everything. Towel and blankets. Sword. Oh, here we go. Iron short sword. Should be better than what you've got. 5% to melee damage, 9 to 27 physical. Yep. There we go. All right. Need 1 lockpick for that. I do not have any. Looks like there's a helmet over here. There is a bronze helm. Actually, let's put that on you. That one sound effect is really loud. I wonder if I can. I don't think I could change the sound voice. Yeah, just normal, off, quiet. Let's try quiet. It'll give you a whole lot of options. So sign says Scrying Hall. This is a wide natural cavern. It must have been discovered years after Avadon was constructed. It was then converted into one of the feared workshops of the Black Fortress. There are about a dozen stone tablets scattered about the room. Each has restraints, a glowing enchanted stone, a chair, and materials for taking notes. It is here that the prisoners of Avadon are brought so that the eyes can use powerful magic to pull the thoughts out of their minds. Once here, a prisoner has no secrets. Everything they planned, everyone they conspired with, all of that precious information goes straight to Redbeard. Okay. They're not messing around. They're not messing around at all. All right, let's see if we can daze a few of these bastards. Very good shot there. Ooh, got a nice crit there. Okay, and just some rope on the ground. Oh, there's another rat. Still another one up there. A couple more up here. Okay. Very good. What else we got hanging around here? Some ropes and some shackles. Oh, there's a box there too. Lightning scroll. Let's put that here. Give that to you. Go. Recovery rooms. Give prisoners 15 minutes of recovery for each hour of scrying. Wow. It's not a whole lot. Looks like this is where they broke through the wall. A couple places, maybe. Oh, our light went out. There we go. This rat is stronger than the usual rat. Let's use our Savage Blow ability. Ooh, nice. Good stuff. Alright, anything on the ground? Some animal skin. And you've got chainmail, a cloak, and some dice. Give both of these to him. Got a cloak and everything. Cool. So you should be, let's see. You're at 27% armor. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. Look around. Not many places to go from there right now. I guess we go up here to where this one thing is marked off. Terrified prisoner. There's a pale, shaking prisoner hiding in this room. This inmate has been held here for a while. All desire to fight or escape from the might of Avadon is completely gone. Your attempts at conversation are met with terrified babbling. The prisoner doesn't match the description of anyone you were sent to find, so you leave. There's a dead guy there. Dagger. Blessing crystal. Robe. What's that robe? 5% armor, 3% armor. Alright. That on, and give this to him because he's got a spot for quick use things. I don't know if he can actually use it, but that bandage I wanted to put in the regular in his inventory. Yeah, give you a bandage there. Some wine on the ground. Here's Graz. There's a wretch hiding behind this cabinet, shivering and whimpering. Based on his size, tattoos, and scars, you suspect that he has a high status among his people. And yet, Avadon has reduced this proud creature to a pool of jelly. When he sees you, he shouts, "Hey, not hurt! No hurt! I give up! Graz is good wretch! Not hurt! Not fight! Take me to cell, please!" Why did you escape your cell? Escape? Not escape. Run. I run or be eaten. Too many rats. They swarm me if I stay. With biting. Had to go. So what are you doing here? Hiding. Bad spiders. They wrap me up. Me alive and stuck in webs and waiting to be ate. Bad. Bad. Please save me. I was sent to look for you. Yes, yes, take me to safety. I not do the bad things they say. No, I don't. They say they let me go. Go back to tribe. Want tribe. Please no hurt. What do they think you did? Weapons. Think I got weapons to give to wretches to fight Avadon. I hear rumors about that. I tell them that all. Just rumors. Wretches flapping big dumb lips. I know nothing real. They believe me. You're going home? The others say yes. Go home. Be great. Graz go to Avadon and live. Be great thing. If only I live. I need to do something with you. Graz looks hopeful and then terrified. Just take me to cell or leave me alone. No hurt, Graz, please. Um, Stay here. Someone will be here for you soon. Yes, Graz, stay. Graz, hide. You kill pests. Thank you. Thank you. Graz, be safe now. He returns to his hiding spot. All right. And potion of vitality and a scalpel. Some wine on the ground here too. Another terrified prisoner. Yeah, it's about the same what we've seen here. Terrified babbling. Yeah, it's the same description we've seen. Bandages. Him. You hear a loud clattering as you return to the scrying room. A portcullis to the southeast slowly opens. Odd. It's as if someone was inviting you in. All right. Let's make sure we save often. As you explore, you notice that Sevlin is shaking slightly. Every noise makes him jump a little. For a hand of Avadon, armed and armored, is odd behavior. Is something wrong? What? Oh, I apologize. It's been some time since I was on a mission. I'm not used to it. Do not worry. I will fight in a way that does honor to my training. I expect no less. Don't disappoint me. He nods. Yes, of course. I will calm and prepare myself. He takes a deep breath and walks forward, a bit more composed than before. Oh, this dude? Lexram? There's a prisoner being held in this room. He is a young man dressed in torn clothes of an unfamiliar style. He stands in the middle of a magic circle, surrounded by a translucent field of energy. He is staring off into space, and yet he seems to sense that you are there. Inside the field, he moves and talks very slowly. He says, in his odd, painfully drawn-out way, I am Lexrim. I am here to teach. Who put you here? Redbeard. It is my fate for what year is it? 6312. Ah, everyone I ever loved is dead. When did you come here? It was 62, 63. A long time. If he is telling the truth, a very long time. You said you're here to teach? I am an example. I had a choice. I could choose death or to teach. I teach. So I was frozen here. What are you here to teach me? Never fight Redbeard. Do not try to assassinate him. You will be dead, or like me. Why did you choose to live? Hope. Someday I might be free. I thought this is better than the void. I was wrong. Um, this is unjust. Nobody should be punished like this. Lexram makes a hideous gurgling noise. You soon realize that he is laughing. You sound like I did, and look where I am now. You have heard what I say. I return to silence. He closes his eyes. The conversation ends. Huh. All right. Add to your codex, which can be read in the journal. Hanvar's Council. The 5 states of the Midlands Pact are fiercely independent. They have their own cultures, beliefs, and goals, and to be frank, they don't generally like each other. The alliance is highly productive, but it does not come from love. The Pact states mostly see to their own affairs. They have their own laws, taxes, and so on. The business of the Pact itself is run by Hanvar's Council. This body has 16 members. Each nation of the Pact chooses and sends 3, and these 15 in turn select a leader called the Imperator. The Council, and in particular the Imperator, speak for the Pact as a whole. Hanvar's Council decides what the 5 states will contribute to the Pact in wealth and warriors. It commands the Legion and the Mariners, the Army and Navy of the Pact as a whole. It resolves the many, many disputes between the 5 member states. It decides how to deal with the Farlands and when one of them should be crushed again. And Hanvar's Council selects the Master of Avadon. Though once the master is chosen, the council is subject to Avadon's rulings. Of course, a wise master will not anger their council over much. Hanvar's council has met continuously during the entire existence of the Pact. Of course, during the Civil War of the Black Age, the council was powerless. Its words were ignored. Now the council is strong, and those who mock it or ignore its words risk attracting the attention of Avadon. Actually, was there something about the Pact here? The Pact is an alliance of 5 nations occupying the central islands or central lands of Linnaeus. Though these countries have wildly different cultures, governments, and histories, one thing brought them together: mutual resolve to end centuries of raiding and devastation weakened by the Farlands, the small powers that surround the Pact. The lands of the Pact are rich and pleasant. They are also flat and difficult to defend. Barbarians, wretches, and titans from the small states at the edge of Linnaeus wreaked devastation for countless years. Then came the rise of Overlord Hanvar of Hoklanda, the warrior and diplomat who united the 5 Pact states in their uneasy peace. There are 3 distinct periods in the history of the Pact: the First Age, the Black Age, when the Pact was torn apart in civil war, and the Third Age, when the Pact was reformed under the supervision and enforcement of the Fortress of Avadon. Linnaeus is the name given to all the known lands surrounded by endless sea. The history of Linnaeus is the history of all living things. Nothing lies past the shore but ocean. Well, actually, there are legends of lands beyond the sea. Centuries ago, supposedly, some brave mariners departed and returned, bearing proof of other lands far beyond. But that was long ago, and any such evidence is lost, if it ever existed, which it almost assuredly didn't. There are other tales of mad mariners who tried to discover lands across the sea. They have never returned. The dominant power in Linnaeus is the Midlands Pact, more commonly known as the Pact. These 5 nations are located in the center of the continent. They stand united against the Farlands, the many squabbling powers that occupy the outer peninsulas of Linnaeus. You hear an ominous clanging sound echoing through the stone halls. Sign says Ceremonial Hall. This room is far older than the other parts of the dungeon. It looks like it dates back to the earliest days of Avadon. It seems to be some sort of ceremonial chamber. Perhaps rituals of great import, like the swearing in of new keepers, happen here. Alas, before it can be used for anything dignified, it will require quite a cleaning. The escaped wretches to the south have been acting in an aggressively disgusting way here. Alright, let's save again. Also grab stuff off the ground here. Candles. I'll take the incense. I don't need the pillow. Alright, instantly into battle, huh? Usability. Days. Alright, Sevlin. Wow, you missed. Great. Okay. That's all of them. Iron gauntlets. Put those leather gloves away. Give you the iron gauntlets. Yeah, you're at 30 pounds out of 46. Okay. That's pretty good. Ceremonial hall. Leather jerkin. Cloak we don't need. Leather belt we can put on. You have some studded leather armor. How's that in regards to the chainmail? It is not as good. Alright. Into the junk bag with you. Oh, there's a short bow here. Now, can she... oh, there is a spot for a bow. Cool. Alright. There's a separate spot for a bow from these other things, because you can swap between them. So, yeah, alright. That's good stuff. Let's save again. There are 3 escaped prisoners standing by the southern passage. They have scavenged leather armor and blades, and they look understandably desperate. One of them steps forward. He salutes you with a stolen blade. I am Hansi, and we are warriors of Cameria. We will not lose this chance to fight your kind. He looks you over. Though we thought more would come for us. Well, I was actually hoping that you would just surrender. Nancy slowly shakes his head. It is not possible. It simply can't be done. This chance must not be lost. The 2 warriors by his side start to look nervous. The chance to surrender tempts them. Hansi says, Be strong. A death fighting the pact is a death with honor. You're from Chimeria. Yes, we are warriors of the northern plains, the terror of the Waldrim, and the pact. You of the pact call us barbarians, savages, and perhaps that is true. We will take any chance to slay one of your kind before we are brought down. Why are you imprisoned here? I can't speak for my brothers. He nods at the increasingly terrified warriors to either side. I was caught raiding the village of the Wildroom. Your kind calls it attacking the Pact, but it is what we Cimmerians are born to do. This is your last chance to surrender. Hence he shakes his head. It is not possible. If you were Cimmerian, your clan would take me prisoner and ransom me back. But this is Avadon. Here, you will force betrayal from me. All that will be left to me is death or returning in shame, knowing that I submitted to the pact. Right. Well, then, if you will not surrender, we must fight. Savelin nods grimly. He mutters to himself, Stand strong. I will not falter this time. And he says, This is inevitable. The three of them raise their blades. This is our last chance to slay a warrior of Avadon. We will take it. Well, you will try, certainly. And I will daze the shit out of you. So that my boy can come in and stabby stab. Let's see. You we're going to do Savage Blow. Hansi collapses to the floor, mortally wounded. The fields of Cimmeria. I see them. I slew a hand. Yes. Victory. Victory. Then he closes his eyes. Whatever fantasy this foe of Avadon entertained in the last moments of his life is over now. He dropped some good equipment, too. Do you have an ability? You just have challenge. Okay, that's 4 turns on that one. Alright, well that's taken care of. Let's go grab this stuff on the ground here. This to him. What is this? Iron broadsword. Let's see what you like, and we'll put the silver necklace on. Okay. Buckler of agility. And what is this looking like? Can't equip it. Minimum strength 6. Alright, well, we'll hold on to it then. We'll hold on to it. There's a pen to the south. Livestock was recently held there, perhaps to serve as food for something much fiercer and larger. Now there are rats in the pen, gnawing bones and drinking from the watering trough. They haven't noticed you. Sometimes a creature will be inattentive. You can sneak past it. If you get too close, a question mark will appear over its head. If you stay close for too much longer, it will notice you. Yeah, that's all right. They can notice me all they want. They're just rats. And I am the exterminator. Keep hitting the wrong button. I still have one more turn on that. Okay. There's a level up. All right. There we go. How are we doing here? A roll. And some bones. And our friend leveled up. Let's give him 6 strength so we can use that sword we just picked up. And let's buff up his melee training by 2. Sure. Do that. So we should be able to use that now, right? Which is 20 to 60 physical damage. Okay. Very good. Alright. What else we got going on here? Sign says secure cells. Can't be picked. When you enter this cavern, you stop for a moment, amazed. It is a huge natural dome, dominated by a strong natural spring. The builders of the Black Fortress must have known this chamber was here. If Avadon was ever under siege, it would not lack for water. This chamber is not part of the dungeon. There's a wide shaft in the ceiling over the center of the room. Large dried-up scales litter the floor, and the walkways are covered with deep claw marks. This is a guest room for particularly large and notable visitors to Avadon. Dragons, for example. No such beasts are in residence at the moment. However, on the stone dome rising in the middle of the spring, you can see a lone human. She watches your approach. Alright, let's do save again. This island is where creatures like dragons rest when they visit Avadon. They enter through the shaft in the ceiling directly above you. The only person on the island now is a middle-aged woman. She wears long, torn robes. She's not yet pale and twitchy. She must have been a prisoner here for only a short time. She looks at you wryly. So, this is who they send to bring down Queria. This is all? Tarkus said there'd be more before he left. But that is my punishment for trusting him. You saw Shadow Tarkus? Where is he? Gone, fool. You think that given such a chance you would be able to hold him? He said he would return to help me, but I knew that he would take no risk on my behalf. Why were you brought here? Why did your spies in the Talwan Empire bring me here? They thought I and others were conspiring against the pact. Is it true? You will never know. Soon I will be dead. I'm here to find you. Return to your cell or you will die. Sevlin quietly watches her, prepared to charge the moment she does anything suspicious. Maybe it's your imagination, but he seems to be shaking slightly. Queria maintains a calm composure. No. A chance to die before my soul is invaded is a gift. I will accept my death like a daughter of the Talwan Empire. You Farlanders throw your lives away easily. Our lives are as valuable as yours. I die proud with the satisfaction of knowing what will happen to your kind after I am gone. Sound like a Cimmerian I just met. Her composure breaks for a moment. She's offended. I am from Talwan Empire, the core of civilization that once ruled most of Linnaeus, and you compare me to those barbarians? All we have in common is hatred for you, nothing else. This is your last chance to surrender. No, my time is done. She holds her hands out to either side. A nimbus of light appears around them. I am prepared. I only wish to kill one of your kind before I die. The mist at the edges of the island starts to coalesce into translucent forms. She holds her hand out, and a bolt of fire flies toward you. All right, well, I mean, you can't say I didn't give you a chance. Who is... Oh, you're active? All right. Stabby stab. let's ability, savage blow. There we go. Gloria collapses to the ground. She is not long for this world. She starts to whisper. You have to lean close to hear what she says. Tarkus, Dallas, avenge me. Who is Dallas? You will learn, you, the honor of the Tawan. She whispers, and she closes her eyes for the last time. You notice that she has a key hanging from her belt, stolen during her escape from her cell. You take it. Though the mists is set through the mists to the southwest, you can just make out a closed door in the wall of this huge chamber. Okay. Okay. Well, we got a spider headed for us too. Alright. Looks like that's everything. Sevlin turns to you. His face glows with enthusiasm. We have succeeded. I admit, I was concerned. I did not think I could fight well. I thought I would be of no use. And yet, those foes of the Pact, they fell before us. I am grateful that you chose me. My dark time is done. I am a warrior of Avadon. What about Shadow Tarkus? From what the Tawan mage said, the fourth prisoner is gone. We shall report back to the jailer quickly. Be ready. We are not safe yet. Of course. Let us back to the Eye of Memora and report that we have learned. What we have learned. The hand's enthusiasm does not fade. First of all, let's grab all this crap on the ground. That's robe, rod, iron breastplates, leather belts. Okay. So this is there. Leather belt goes to you. How's this? This is plus 7% armor. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that. And this Sage's Rod is 14 to 32 fire damage. Yep. Put that away. Over here, and 120 for the breastplate. Leather belts. So he's at 51 pounds now out of 54, so we got to be mindful of that. He also doesn't have any boots on yet, I've noticed. I've just now noticed. On the ground there? No. Nothing worth our time. There's a door we can go through. Oh, and our light just went out too. That's funny. All right. Yep, we got some dudes down here. Damn. Okay, take them out in one shot now. Let's use your bow, just for sake of argument. Ooh, 18. Oh, she's taking them out with her rod now too in one shot. Okay, we're pretty darn strong now. Also, level up for her. So what should I do? Magical attacks hit more often. Increase your health. Dexterity causes any physical to miss more. Strength. Do one into intelligence here. And everything into lockpicks. All the 2 points that we have into lockpicks. There. Get some limbs on the table there. Iron javelin. It's a shaman thing. Steel short sword. Okay. Can't pick that lock. Thing of interest in there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Need 2 lockpicks for that, and I don't have them. Okay, I can't do anything with that door. Oh, here's some more lamps. Can use those right about now. Now the other one's and an iron razor disc. Okay. Which is a weapon. Bandages to you. Do you have them still equipped? Yeah, you do. Okay. That was the door that we couldn't get through before. From the other side. Alright, so that's good. What else do we have over here? I tried this door, right? And it was like, nope. Yep, tried that door. Up here. Sure we got the map all mapped out. Some meat. More lamps. And here we go. Chainmail boots and chain greaves. So he can't do the chain greaves yet. That's strength 8. But the boots he can do. It's going to be 5 pounds. Which means he's going to be over encumbered. Yeah, so we got to hold on. We got to hold that thought there. Now that just led us back to this guy. All right. Nice shortcut back. Imamura stands swiftly with his back to the wall, waiting for more aid. He is prepared to defend himself against rats or vengeance-seeking prisoners. What else do you need? I have information on your 4 prisoners. You tell Imamura what happened with the prisoners. He takes notes on your findings. Yes, well, none of these results are surprising. The death of Claria is most unfortunate. I believe that we could have learned much from her. Another unfortunate result for the accident upstairs. And as for Shadow Tarkus, he shakes his head. I will inform Callan. As for you, please convey my gratitude to Hart Miranda and let her know that my need for aid is not ended. I wish you a productive time here at Avadon. Okay. We already... I don't know why it put me back into that path of questioning, which we already went down, but it did. Now, We don't have any lockpicks. So it may not be useful for me to walk around here, but let's just look anyway. Oh, that now opens. Okay, never mind. Perhaps it is useful. Sheet of paper. We got another potion of speed. Got a group heal scroll. Okay. That's nice. So are there any other doors that were... we haven't quite gone fully through this way here. Although some of that I think is blocked off because there's rocks in the way. I got this already. Yeah. So there's nothing we can do for this guy, huh? Okay, pull him out of the field. The moment you touch the field, you're harshly thrown back. It takes several minutes for the numbness in your arms to disappear, only to be replaced by painful ache. Lexstrom says, "Don't do that." All right. Go around this way. I did not look up in here, I guess. Just some shackles on the ground. Nothing else, huh? Down here is a little vague, but that's done. Up in here, oh, there's another thing in here, or a lamp, a hatchet, tunic. Okay, and a box. What's in the box? Coins. Oh, and a lockpick. All right, got one lockpick. Let's not try and spend it all in one place. There's a nest up here. Bones, knife, some coins, mortar and pestle. Okay. We got anything else around here? We got a door down there I can't get through. This door looks like it's the exit door for wherever this is. Because this one won't let me pick it, I don't think. But we can see if this other door will let me in now. I don't really know. Let's get them all the way over here. Because this one I think needed like 2 lockpicks, which probably doesn't need that many now, right? No, it still needs 2. I only have 1. I haven't seen any others around. And that requires a key. About this one here. It's too complicated to be picked. Okay, so I guess that needs a key then. All right. We'll so be it. I think we're done down here for now. All right. Out we go. You return to the main floor of Avadon, eager to report to Hart Miranda of the successful completion of your first mission. Your potential companions have returned to their quarters, waiting to be called back to duty. Okay. Some wine in there. This hasn't been restocked, has it? No. Okay, let's return to... What's her face here? But let's see, is there... Let's go over here real fast. If I can. Oh, no, there's a gate there. Okay. These are still empty. 3 lockpicks for that. We've been up there already. Miranda is still directing the workers and guards. She barks out a constant string of orders, which are all instantly obeyed. It's fair to say that everyone is terrified of her. The dungeons have been secured. You tell Hart Miranda what happened in the dungeons. She is furious, though happily not at you. The holding pen's empty. Tarkus gone. Someone has had a successful day's work. Still, you have done well and under difficult circumstances. I think you have earned a long rest. Settle in, find your feet, get supplied. She gives you an amulet on a copper chain. A yellow stone dangles from the end. This will give you passage into the areas of Avadon you are allowed to explore. Your quarters are southeast of here, near my office. One more brief task awaits you, and then you can go settle in. What do I need to do? Redbeard always meets all of his new servants. Even on this difficult day, I do not think he would wish his orders ignored. Ascend into the central tower and speak with him. She points to the east. The stairs are in the central chamber. Would you like some advice? I would appreciate it. Redbeard has been bringing about the deaths of foes of the pact since long before you were born. Your life is meaningless to him. Only the pact matters. I would remember that before engaging in any youthful impudence or mischief. That is all. If you need me later, I will be in my office near your quarters. She returns to shouting orders. The conversation ends. At last you can meet Keeper Redbeard, Master of Avadon. The stairs to his tower in the center of the main floor. Go upstairs and introduce yourself. But first, we're going to walk around and explore all the things because there's a lot of stuff to be gathered if you're on the lookout for it. This is the main dining hall of Avadon. It is a whirlwind of activity every hour of the day as hands, envoys, supplicants, and diplomats grab hasty meals before returning to their business. Most of the people here ignore you. One man stares at you openly. He is a shadow walker, sitting by himself at a long table. He sips some wine and nods at you. Some thread. Scissors. Okay. Worker there. Looks like we have a candle, which is useful. Shima. There's a man in black garb, a mask, and leather armor sitting at this table. His appearance is rather incongruous in this crowded, busy dining hall. He sits alone, and he constantly scratches at his mask as if it is bothering him. Then he sees you. He jumps to his feet and bows deeply. Hart Miranda told me of you. You are ma'am, yes? I am Shima Threespear, proud shadow walker of Hoklanda. I place my blade and razor discs at your service, should you have need of me. You are a shadow walker? I am. Normally I would not wear this garb where others could see me. In Avadon, however, among my allies, I let you see it so you know my purpose. So why are you sitting here? I must eat, and whenever I can, talk to those who travel through. We Shadow Walkers learn all we can of every land, so that we can be prepared when we are sent there. So it's unusual to be dressed like this? Of course. We say that when one not of our clan sees the mask. It is the last thing they see. But I am a warrior of Avadon now, so all of Avadon are my clanmates. Well, that's all for now, thanks. It's got some workers there. It looks like there's some bread on the table. Take that. Don't mind if I do. Another candle. Some wine. Anything else over there? Not really. There's food here. Nothing there. Some more bread. Straight out of the oven. That's good. This is a second garden, larger and more beautiful than the first. Planters ring the hall, full of rare and fragile plants from all over Linnaeus. Visitors to Avadon frequently come here to breathe fresh air and try to relax. It is not easy to stay calm under the constant gaze of Keeper Redbeard. There's a young woman walking among the trees. She is barefoot and wears a loose leather tunic and dress. You suspect that she's from the Wildrum. When she sees you, she nods solemnly. Wildrum, I guess. You pronounce that? General? It's a woman wandering the Avadon Gardens. She wears a long, loose leather dress, and several beads and symbols hang from around her neck. She's older than you. You guess that she has served in Avadon for at least a few years. As you approach her, you feel as if you're being watched. Something slinks through the trees, watching you. When you turn to see what it is, it fades back into the shadows. She smiles. Greetings, hot Miranda described you to me. You are Mem, the newest hand in Avadon. I am Janelle, shaman of the Wildrum. I will be working at your side if you choose. Is there something stalking me? She nods and laughs. Despite the recent trouble, she is in high spirits. The beasts of the woods tend to keep an eye on me, as do the beasts of this garden. Do not worry. As long as you don't move too suddenly, you'll be fine. She might be joking. You're from the Wildrin? This is true. I am one of the southern tribes, though I have not been home for some years. I am polite enough to not describe my land unless asked. And if I ask, then I would be happy to tell later. But now I have heard that there is work to do. That's all for now. Just trying to make sure I see all of the map. Just in case there is something in shadow here that I want to see. Okay. Like a box over here. Some leather gloves in it. Okay. What else do we have over here? It's a big, big place. These are off limits right now. This round hall is in the center of this floor of Avadon. A spiral staircase dominates the room, rising 30 feet straight up and through a hole in the ceiling. Huge, emotionless, unblinking guards watch the chamber, ready to instantly impale anyone who seems the slightest bit untrustworthy. You concentrate on looking trustworthy. Those stairs lead up to the chambers of Redbeard, Keeper of Avadon, the merciless guardian of the Pact, whom you now need to face. You shudder. Let's look around real fast. Polis? There's a steward wandering among the office and quarters of the Hands and Hearts. He's an aging man, crisply dressed in the very picture of dignity. He gives you a little bow. Welcome, you Hand of Avadon. I am Polis. I will serve you when you desire. Tend to your needs, deliver messages, whatever it takes to ease your mind. Where are you from? I am from the Talwan Empire. I have been honored with this posting, and I have been here for 20 years. Do you know anything about the troubles Avadon has been facing? His mouth develops a slight tick. I know nothing of that. I do not pay attention to politics. I only serve. The Talwan Empire, isn't that one of the Farlands? The Talwan Empire is the enemy of the Pact, but I do not concern myself with politics. I exist to provide quality service. All right. Sheet of paper. Just going to take all of these, even though they're not mine. And we got a journal entry, or codex entry. Avadon. The mighty fortress of Avadon is both place and symbol. It represents the Pact and everything it is willing to do to survive. Everyone in Linnaeus fears Avadon, its warriors and assassins. The attention of Avadon can be lethal. There is nothing its agents will not do to maintain the stability of the Pact. The Black Age, a brutal civil war that lasted over 30 years, showed that the 5 nations of the Pact had little in common beyond their desire for safety. They could hang together, allied and strong, but there had to be a force counteracting those who would pull it apart. Thus the Keep of Avadon. It has one master, selected by Hanvar's council, who rules for life. Though considering how many enemies that master makes and how many assassins he or she attracts, that life could be shortened dramatically. Avadon stands independent from the council. It is its own law. The council and individuals can petition it for aid, but it primarily watches on its own for threats to the stability of the Pact, inside and out. A leader rises in the far lands who might rise to true power. He disappears. A brigand in the Kiva who was angering Hawklandia by raiding over the border, she is stopped. Even members of Hanvar's council itself can be removed, jailed, or even killed if they attempt to do serious harm to the stability of the Pact. Many fear and hate Avadon, not trusting it with the power it holds. Many grudges remain from the Black Age, but few are acted upon. A wise master of Avadon knows that humility is absolutely necessary. After all, assassins are always waiting to be sent. We got here. I think this is our... Oh, yep, this is our room. These quarters have been set aside for you. By the standards of Avadon, they are fairly plain compared to what you are used to. However, they are amazingly opulent. And potion of health. And a sapphire. Okay. We got another codex entry. Eyes, hands, and hearts. The power of Avadon looms over all of Linnaeus. Its word is law. Its attention brings judgment. And of course, such force needs control and organization to be properly deployed. For that reason, the warriors and agents of Avadon are divided into 4 factions. The Eyes are spies. They wander silently through the lands of Linnaeus, looking for signs of chaos. When the Eyes discover someone who would disrupt the peace of the Pact, they call the wrath of Avadon. The identity of the master spies is a guarded secret. Only Redbeard knows the names of most effective Eyes. The Hands are the largest faction. They are warriors, shadow walkers, and mages. They are the ones who openly investigate signs of chaos and who inflict the judgment of Avadon. Unlike the Eyes, the identities of the most effective hands are known far and wide. The Hearts are the researchers and advisors. They are the sages who monitor the libraries of Avadon, answer the Master's questions, and provide advice. Only the Hearts can say their minds to Red. Red. Only the Hearts can say their minds to Redbeard without fear. In fact, that is their most important purpose. And finally, there is the Master, Redbeard, the one who decides who is spared and who is destroyed. Nothing in there. Oh, here's Nathalie. The mage Nathalie is sitting at her desk surrounded by papers and scrolls. It appears that her every free moment is lost in study. Reading obscure tracts and learning new magical techniques. Such dedication is unusual even at the rarefied level of Avadon. She sits with you, reluctantly accepting a brief rest. What do you wish of me, fellow hand? And as you see her in good lighting, you realize how young she is. She is 17 at most, amazingly young for a warrior of Avadon. What are you preparing for? She looks ruefully at the stacks of papers. I came to Avadon because I knew I was destined for greatness. This place was to be the fulcrum from which I could move the world. But things have not worked out as well as I'd hoped, so I prepare. So you came to Avadon? Of course, Avadon is the true power in Linnaeus. When I looked at myself honestly, looked at the potential I had been given, I knew that it was the one place where I could truly live up to what I should do. You're destined for greatness? I am. I am tired of concealing it. It was clear from the time I could walk. My mastery of magic is deep within me. I was the youngest student in the history of the academy. At times I even taught my teacher. I was the youngest graduate in centuries. Only 2 mages in the history of Kalemdaril earned their robes before me. Only 3 received a true staff sooner. My innate talent is clear. Everyone recognizes it but Avadon. That seems impressive. She seems slightly embarrassed by her outburst. I apologize. Such words only get me in trouble. And yet, I must say it from time to time, so I do not forget it. What happened once you were here? I was accepted, of course, as I knew I would be. And then I was not used. I was treated as a mere apprentice, given lessons and skills I had mastered years before. They even tried to make me an eye. I pushed for more to do whenever I could, and so I made enemies of those I most relied upon to use me. But I am patient, and I will show my true worth. So why didn't they use you? They said it was because I was too young, as if that makes me untrustworthy, as if my skills, which they themselves admitted were superior, could not help make up for such shortcomings. Perhaps there was envy there as well, and fear. I would not guess what was happening in their minds. You have enemies now. Well, that might be a strong word. Perhaps I at times pushed too persistently to be allowed to serve. Perhaps I irritated Hart Miranda more than was wise. So they mock me. It is no matter. They will learn. She looks at the scrolls. I will study and I will show them. Okay, can't take any of those because she's looking at me. Kalemdaril. Or Kalemdaril. Kalemdaril, I guess. The people of Kalemdaril have the most advanced, sophisticated culture in all of Linnaeus, and they take great pains to make sure that nobody ever forgets it. Their food, their music, their literature all have a complexity and quality unknown outside any state, but perhaps Darum. Kalemdaril's culture is a subtle melding of the customs of all the peoples who have invaded it over the centuries. Because of the breadth of its lands and difficulty defending them, Kalemdaril has rarely been able to hold off an invader. Instead, it takes the hordes in, seduces them with their way of life, and in the end assimilates them. But this has long been a painful and trying process with much death and devastation. and thus the current rulers had no difficulty deciding to join the pact when membership was offered. In the centuries since, some things changed, like in their military, which has grown far stronger, and their ruling nobles, who have, in their new safety, engaged in baroque political struggles, court intrigues, and campaigns of quiet assassination. The culture, on the other hand, remains a bit stagnant and codified, perhaps, but still the envy of the known world. Few are as pleased with the security of the Midlands Pact as the people of Calamdario. Their constant attitude of superiority frequently causes anger, but rarely violence. Only their lasting argument with Hawklandia over the ownership of the contested Paraza Woods threatens to erupt into violence. Candle, some coins, dagger, tunic, studded leather armor. All right. Don't mind if I do. The sign says Quartermaster's Office. Some cloaks. I'll take all those. Smith Duman. This chamber is a small, crowded smithy. The air is hot and full of ash. Multiple chimneys suck the smoke out of the fortress to keep it from wafting down the halls. There's a lone smith manning the forge. He's a short, stocky man with a deeply tanned complexion. You suspect that he is from the Kava. He grimaces as you enter. Another hand come for supplies. Well, I'll do what I can, but I make no promises. I am Smith Duman. He reaches out to shake your hand. As he does, his glove pulls away from his hand, revealing that it has been branded with a T. Can I get some supplies? Of course. I'm the acting quartermaster now. Why not ask me? But first, I need to hear from Hart Miranda that you can be supplied. You go and talk to her. Okay. The moment you enter this dome, your hair stands on end. There is a portal in the magic circle to the south. If it is a doorway, or it is a doorway made of raw magical energy, maintained in a delicate balance of power by the wizards of Avadon. Through the doorway, you can see an arid landscape. There are thickets of cacti in the distance. It is miraculous. With one step, you can take a month's journey. All right. More stuff on the table. Lamp, another freebie lamp on the table. I got more codex stuff. The Kava. The Kava is a member of the Midlands Pact, a nation of harsh people in a harsh landscape. Maintaining life on its wide expanses of scrubland and rocky plains was difficult enough even before dealing with constant raids from wretches and the barbarians of Swargald. So the Emperor of the Kava leaped at the chance to join Hanvar's alliance. Those outside the Kava often joke that this land has two kings, their emperor and a bunch of rocks. This is pretty close to the truth. It is true that the Kava is primarily a hereditary monarchy. Each dynasty leads absolutely until it is deposed by some violent civil war or another. But the Kava is also ruled by the Stone Code. This is a code of laws first written a millennium ago and greatly expanded since. These laws provide the structure of life. Even the emperor must obey them. A leader who ignores the Stone Code is seen as a power mad and faces destruction. The core of the Stone Code can be found in the middle of every city and village, carved into 4 pillars of rock, there for all to see. Actually, there's a lot of the code that is written on papyrus. The Stone Code grew too large to be practically carved onto stone about 5 centuries back. However, the core principles of the code are always visible, and that is what is important. The Stone Code is a harsh set of laws. There are a lot of punishments, many gruesome, and few outlets for pardon. But it applies to all, rich or poor, mighty or humble, and has given structure to life in the Kava for centuries. Can I? Is this still locked off? Yeah, it's still locked off. Okay. All right, I guess we better go do the quest here. So I've been lollygagging around. There is a whole other section up here I did not look at. Oh, here we go. Here's what's his face? Sevlin. Sevlin is sitting in his quarters working on maintaining his weapons. There are a variety of blades on the desk in front of him. He takes great care to sharpen and polish each one. He looks up at you. What do you wish of me? I'd like to know more about where you're from. He nods. I'm a warrior of the Kava, upholder of the Stone Code. He smiles wryly. I learned early on that others do not appreciate me holding forth on the virtues of my land. I only do so when asked. So why did you come to Avadon? Because I believe in the justice of the Stone Code, and I believe in the wisdom of the Pact. I came here to be a living example, to show to all that the Stone Code has much to teach us. Have you had success? First, I learned that people from other lands have no interest in fairly evaluating our ways. He self-consciously touches the scar on his cheek. Then a mission went horribly wrong, and I lost any value as a good example. Right, well, that's good to know. You have fun with that. Potion of Vitality. Give that to him. Alright. That is inspection cells are blocked off, and that's blocked off. Okay. All right, let's go talk to what's his face here. All right, let's save. This is the first floor of Redbeard's tower, where the keeper of Avadon meets with the hands, eyes, and hearts, as well as the assorted diplomats, supplicants, and courtiers who come to ask for help or mercy. It is far quieter up here than downstairs. Nobody wants to be the loudmouth who irritates Redbeard. That can be very dangerous. You can see his hall to the east. Several people wait patiently outside his chambers, hoping that he will decide to spend a few minutes hearing petitions. He usually doesn't, especially in these chaotic times, but they wait anyway, for day after day. First things first, go everywhere you're not supposed to be. Redbeard will be furious. Trevino, what's going on here? There's one person in this library. She's an old woman with graying hair and the garb of the wild room. She runs from bookshelf to bookshelf, desperately hunting for scrolls and records. When she sees you, she says without breaking stride, I am not Charvina. I don't know you, and I don't have time to properly meet you yet. Soon, when these troubles are over. What are you looking for? Information. There are many things happening, things that must be addressed. I am finding the maps and histories and so on, so I can suggest where Redbeard should send hands next. What sort of things are happening? Riots, raids, signs of unrest, rumors of Things have become very upset lately, and the problems in the dungeons have not helped. Do not concern yourself with the why and the how. Just do what the hearts and the keeper tell you to the letter, and you'll prosper. You tell Redbeard what to do? I give my advice. That is the task of a heart. I spent many years fighting as a hand and proving my wisdom. That is how I earned this rank. How can I help you? Please just leave me. I need... There! She grabs a map off the shelf. Excuse me, much ado. She runs off. Conversation ends. All right. The Keepers of Avadon. The leader of Avadon is its keeper, chosen by Hanvar's council. He or she serves for life. How long that life actually is can be a matter of some unpredictability. The first keeper of Avadon was Talara, who ascended to its throne when the fortress itself was completed in cycle 6240. She served for 5 tumultuous years, rooting out and destroying many who could not accept the treaty that ended the Black Age. Of course, in this process, she attracted many enemies. One of them finally got poisoned in her wine in 6245. Avadon was leaderless for 2 years, while the council debated whether it was still necessary. In the end, they answered in the affirmative. They selected Harum of the Kaval to be keeper. He rooted out the foes of the pact for 8 years before he started showing an undue interest in the members of Hanvar's council itself. He disappeared in 6257, and no trace of him was ever found. The next 4 keepers proved unable to master the power of Avadon. Confused and without allies, they fell to ambitious underlings, who tended to become keeper and die not long after. Disturbed by all this chaos in 6265, the council chose Redbeard to be keeper. He seemed at first to be affable and easily controlled. As long as he did all the council required, he would be protected. Redbeard turned out, however, to be far more cunning than expected. Almost 50 years later, he still holds his post. There's something on the table here. A lightning scroll. Nice. I'll take that. Keeper's Hall. You step into Redbeard's audience chamber, the place where the Keeper of Avadon greets outsiders. And for the first time, you lay eyes on the Master of Black Fortress, the man who has kept Linnaeus trembling in fear since decades before you were born. He sets down a goblet, casually wipes his mouth with his sleeve, grins, and waves you forward. A new hand, and a good time for it, too. Step in here. Let me have a look at you. At last you stand before Redbeard, who is alone in his enormous stone hall. He is not what you expected. He is a massive man, over 6 feet tall and broad of shoulder. The hair and beard that are his namesake are, as expected, bushy and fiery red. He looks like he is only a few years older than you, which, considering that he has been the keeper of Avadon for almost 60 years, is a little odd. But the strangest thing is his mood. Despite the chaos inside and outside his fort, he seems strangely jolly. A genuine grin doesn't seem to leave his face for a moment. He steps forward to clap you on the shoulder. Welcome, new hand. Welcome to Avadon. I humbly offer myself to your service. He takes a step back, feigning shock. Of course! Such eagerness! Such obedience! Avadon never seeks anyone but the meek, yes? Well, your kind offer is accepted. Even in these chaotic times, I always greet my new recruits. I never send anyone to risk their lives without at least that little honor. And, of course, there is one small bit of business. What is that? He stands up straight and adopts an air of bemused self-righteousness. I, Redbeard, keeper of Avadon and the defender of the pact, offer you the honor of being a hand of the Black Fortress. Do you swear to obey your orders and give all for the safety and security of the pact? I do so swear. Redbeard nods. Good to hear it. I guess now you have no chance of being a spy or assassin, not if you swore an oath. He winks at you. Now, I have a question for you. What is it? All come here to serve the pact, though they have some very different ways to do it, and some that involve serving me, and some that oppose me. But service is never the only reason, not with so much wealth and power available, eh? So tell me, and I assure you I have heard everything, what do you want here? I only want to serve the pact. Of course, a paragon of virtue, a creature of pure, undiluted duty. We get those from time to time. It never lasts. There will be plenty of temptations. I suggest you decide which one to succumb to first. I suppose then that is all. I must return to work. Where should I go then? Back to Miranda, and quickly. She will have much for you to do, and I must do my best to hold back the limitless chaos out there. He makes a grand wave with his hand. Then one of the hearts comes in, her arms full of maps and scrolls, and he returns to work. Return to Miranda, go back downstairs and find Heart Miranda's office, speak with her, and she will hopefully give you some time to settle in. What else do we have around here? Is there there's a thing down here. What is that on the ground? Oh, just a trowel and a hammer. Okay. Oh, wait. There's a button there? Wall spots. Found a secret door. Okay. I didn't even... I just happened to look there and I was like, wait, what is that little red thing? There's a fence that I can't get through. Interesting. Interesting. And then this is there's an elaborate glowing rune carved on the floor in front of this door. Motes of light rise from the rune and float into the door. This is powerful warding magic. Without some tool to help you pass the rune, this enchantment will make it extremely difficult to open the door. Okay. Figured as much. This is a small gymnasium. Here, Redbeard can exercise, practice with his blade, and keep himself in the sort of shape he needs to be in to fend off assassins. Being invited to train here with him is probably a great honor, and a dangerous one. So there's a lot of stuff on the ground. So don't mind if I do. Bandage, scissors, potion of health. Okay. Stout leather armor and a few other things. Oh, and we've got a helmet here too. Bronze helm and apprentice rod. Okay, and another locked door. Keeper's Hall. Take some wine with me. Lord Svarl. You're surprised to find a wretch sitting here in Avadon. He sits in the shadowy corridor of Redbeard's glorious hall and gnaws on a bone. His robes are torn and stained, and his chin and jowls are covered with sauce. He gives you a wave when you approach, though he doesn't rise. Aye, Lord Svarl, envoy of High Lord Deathskull, greet you. And I... He loses track of his speech, shrugs, and returns to his gnawing. You are an envoy here? Yes, all smart peoples send envoys to Avadon. Must be friends with Avadon. Then Avadon hurts others and not you. High Lord Deathskull is strong and wise, so he sends me. Tell me about High Lord Deathskull. He is mightiest leader of mightiest tribe, and talking to Avadon will make him mightier still. Only Avadon and the pack stronger than him. So what do you want from Avadon? The wretch gets a cagey look. We have plans, messages and offers to get to those who can make decisions. the hearts, and Redbeard. We have plans. But you want nothing from me? We do. You are a hand, hands who help us, and we will pay them. We know hands do great things for right price. Okay. Laurella? There's a young woman, probably not even 18, sitting on the bench and chewing on a roll. She looks completely out of place in the grandeur of Avadon. Her dress is rough, humble, and torn, and her feet are bare. When you get close, she immediately leaps to her feet and bows to you. I humbly greet you, warrior of Avadon. I am Lorella of Darlsteed in Chimeria. I have come to ask mighty Avadon for your help. Greetings to you. I thank you for your attention. I have come far to ask for help for my tribe in Chimeria. Have you been assigned to aid us? Perhaps I can help you. I am sorry, but I was told that only the hearts, are they called? Only they can order help for us. Have you been sent from them? You say that you haven't. Then I am sorry for taking your time. Excuse me. She returns to her meal. The conversation ends. It's closed off. Anything else down in here? I think I looked in there already. Did not look down here. It just loops around. Okay. Been through there. Upper library. Back downstairs we go. Right, let's go talk to Miranda. You track down Hart Miranda in her office. Even though the smell of blood and smoke is still in the air, she sits at her desk as if nothing unusual has happened. She looks up at you and brushes her gray hair out of her eyes. So, you have been to see Redbeard, and how did it go? I managed to survive. She nods. That is the proper attitude. Respect, care, and the lack of complacency. Redbeard is the most dangerous man in Linnaeus. Now I know that I told you you would be allowed some time to settle in. I'm afraid that will have to wait. What do you mean? The problems we've had mean that we are desperately short on hands. There's a task that has been waiting to be completed for some time. We do not like to seem tardy or inattentive, so I'm going to send you. Of course, you'll be supplied first. What do I need to do? First, you need supplies. As a servant of Avadon, you have fantastic resources at your disposal. Before I send you into the field, you can tap into them. Go speak with Smith Duman and get your first scarab. Find Craftmaster Nicodemus and see what he has made for you. Then return to me. Okay, sure. For your upcoming mission, you will get some supplies and equipment. This includes a scarab, whatever that is. Speak with Smith Duman and Craftmaster Nicodemus. You can find them in the southeastern quadrant of Avadon. Okay, down here we go. Smith Duman continues his work in the smithy. He divides his time between repairing blades and plate armor and organizing the goods left behind by the quartermaster. Hart Miranda sent me to see you. Of course she did. I am the quartermaster for now, as if I didn't have enough to do. She probably wants me to give you a scarab, too. I only have one left, but you can have it. Scarab? Yes, a scarab. He removes a piece of jewelry from a pouch. It is indeed a small metal scarab on a thin chain. Its 6 legs end in needle points. This is Avadon magic. Powerful. Only we can use it. Its legs look sharp? Of course. You wear it under your armor. The legs dig in and the magic goes deep within your being. Don't wince. Many in the far lands would kill for the power they bring. What sort of power do they give? They can make you stronger or faster. They can give you magical powers. Scarabs will sustain you no matter how far you get from Avadon or how many foes attack you. I should know. I've made many of them. Take the scarab. He hands it to you reverently. There it is. When you wear it, it grabs on. Nobody can steal it. However, you can only take it off or put it on in the safety of Avadon. Anywhere else, it won't let itself be stolen. And a warning, don't wear too many. You need to be strong to withstand their power. They give, but they also take. You can currently equip one scarab. You can equip one more for each 7 levels you gain. You can only equip or remove them when on the main floor of Avadon. Alright. Nothing else. Then we must return to work. The pact requires for all of us to do all we can to keep the savages of the Farlands at bay. The conversation ends. Okay, so... Oh, there's a lamp on the ground. I'll take that. Iron spear. Alright, True Sight Scarab. Plus 5% to hit chance. Okay, well, I guess we're putting that on. Avadon has an enormous workshop where weapons, armor, and magical trinkets are produced and maintained by a skilled cadre of crafters. The smoke is thick, and the raw power in the air makes your hair stand on end. To the south, you can see Craftmaster Nicodemus. Happily, there are no wolves with him this time. He holds a delicate ring on an anvil with a pair of tongs and taps it carefully with a large hammer. Gloves and some bandages. Some boots over there too. Let's go on in here. Bar of iron. I don't know if I could do anything with those, but I'll take them. And then we have a lectern here. Journal entry. Dharam. Dharam is the easternmost member of the Midlands Pact. It crawls up most of the eastern coast of Linnaeus. It is a sea power. Its merchant fleets can be found on all 4 seas, north, south, east, and west. Dharam, despite its awkward location, is a hub for goods and ideas of all the lands of Linnaeus. Dharmites are pleasant, tolerant, philosophical people, loving long conversations, leisurely meals, and an absence of warfare. They were the first to fully subscribe to the idea of forming the Midlands Pact, especially since it gave them, at last, protection from the constant flow of vicious raiders from Svorgald. The people of Dharam have a very unusual way of selecting leaders, one that makes the other lands of Linnaeus see them as quite eccentric. All of Dharam is split up into bands, groups of people between 500 and 1,000 strong, divided up by village or neighborhood. Every 5 years, the bands gather for a speaking, where they choose a speaker. The speaker is the one who has the support of the largest number of members of the band. Then the speakers gather in groups, and each of these groups chooses a single member to represent it. This process continues upwards until a council of about 10 or 15 honored Dharmites is assembled to lead the nation for the rest of the 5-year period. Thus, in a very real sense, even the poorest and lowliest has a voice in selecting the highest powers in Dharam. It is a very strange practice. Fortunately, it has shown few signs of infecting the other states of Linnaeus. Okay. A hammer and some broken swords there. Workshop assistant. Broken swords. It's locked. It's locked. Let's go down here. Bar of iron. You enter Craftmaster Nicodemus's private forge, where much of his most creative, if not necessarily useful, work takes place. Avadon is built over a natural steam vent, and much of that heat is directed into this chamber. 2 of Nicodemus's assistants are moving things around to the north. Not humans, but humanoid. Tall, scaly, with horns and fangs. Somehow Nicodemus has bound two infernals to his service. Fortunately, collars around their necks hold them in bondage. Let's see, Iron Grave and Iron Greaves, but these guys are here, so I don't know if they're gonna be angry with me for taking this. So let's see what happens. No, the owner would see you. Okay, it doesn't actually let you steal anything unless the owner's not in sight. Okay. There's a forge here. You can't use this forge until you find a rune stone. When you have one, you can improve your weapons and armor. Oh, cool. This box is locked. You could use lockpicks to attempt to open it. You currently have one lockpick, and it would take one to succeed. Do you use a lockpick? Yes. Emerald runestone. Combine this with a weapon or piece of armor and enchant it forge. When on a weapon, physical attacks do more damage. Makes armor provide more protection for physical attacks. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Take those. We'll do that once I can see my other character's armor, because she doesn't really have any armor that I'd want to do it on, but I guess I could use some armor in my junk bag here if I have any. I don't know what I would do it on now. Let's hold that thought. You can hold on to that and come back to it. Alright, let's talk to him. Once again, you approach Craftmaster Nicodemus. You feel a bit safer this time, as he doesn't have any mad, twisted wolves with him. He sets his hammer aside and nods to you. I see that you have settled in, and now that you are here to receive supplies, yes? That is my purpose in life. He smiles. I am here to protect the hands. How can I help you? Hart Miranda sent me to get supplies. He nods. I have received word from her. You are very fortunate. I am skilled in the crafting of magical goods, and Avadon puts the finest resources at my disposal. When you are given a mission, come to me. I will give you the most useful, freshly crafted magical tool I still have available. So what do you have for me now? He has an assistant fetch a long baton of polished oak for you. This is a rod of attraction. I am quite pleased with it. Watch. The assistant starts to walk away. Nicodemus waves his wand. An invisible hand seizes the young man and yanks him back to you. See? Quite marvelous. You are dismissed. The assistant, now somewhat bruised and sprained, staggers away. Nicodemus hands you the wand. What was it good for? For bringing things that are farther away closer to you, like, say, irritating enemy mages. I admit it lacks fire, lightning, or the more flashy magical manifestations, but it is a wand of great utility. Now, how else can I help you? That's all I need. Then I will return to my work. So many hands who need my help, so many assistants who need to help me test things. Excuse me. Okay, so then this, so mass attraction affects nearby foes, pulls foes closer. And this does fire damage. I don't necessarily need mass attraction right now, but I'll keep that around in case we need to swap it out for it. And then is that okay, that gate is locked. All right, good. So I guess the next thing is to actually go, well, I guess I gotta go back to Miranda and let her know everything is good here. I don't know. Miranda looks up at you from her desk. What else do you need to know? There is much to do and little time to do it. I received my supplies. And you're ready for your first journey into the outside world as a representative of Avadon. Sooner than I might have wanted to send you, perhaps, but you will only be dealing with wretches, so it should be fine. Where do I need to go? Miranda pulls a wrinkled sheet of papyrus from deep in one of the stacks of her desk and inspects it. Ah, yes, the dragon Zethron. How interesting, meeting a dragon on your first trip out. The dragon is troubled by wretches. We want to keep the creature happy. He hasn't received personal attention from Avadon in some time, so we are sending you. Go clear out his pests, then return to me. And, I am happy to say, 2 more hands have returned from the field. They are available to help you. Be sure to speak with them before you depart. I can spare 2 of the 4 available to help you with this task. I doubt that you will need more. Tell me about the 2 other hands. One, she consults another paper on her desk. One is Shima Threespear, a young shadow walker of some skill. Quite promising, I think. He is often found in the dining hall. The other is Janelle. She's a shaman, recently arrived from the wild room, and eager to prove herself. She spends much of her time in the garden in the northwest corner of the fortress. Why are these hands still here instead of out in the field? Ah, they are young, perhaps less tested than others, and thus less likely to be selected. But I assure you that you'll be able to work well with them. Who should I take with me? That will be your decision. See which one you mesh best with, and which one has skills to complement your own. First, go to the northwest corner of Avadon and meet Shima and Janelle, 2 more hands who can help you on your missions. Then go to the portal on the southern edge of Avadon. Travel through it and find your way to Dragon Zethron. Speak with the creature and do whatever is required to pacify it. Okay. Now, I've technically already talked to him. Is it going to make me go talk to him again? I guess it's probably going to make me go talk to him. But I think we'll take the Shadow Walker here, Shima. Okay. Now, I don't think I have to talk to him again because I think it knows that I've done this, but I'm just going to do it anyway just in case there's a flag that needs to be set in the game logic. All right, good. So, is there a door over here I have not gone through? Oh, it's locked. Okay, never mind. All right, all the way back down. Here we go. Do it. So we'll take Sevlin and we'll take Shima. There we go. Using abilities causes fatigue. You'll need to return to Avadon occasionally to rest, otherwise you'll be too tired to fight well. Alright, so first of all, let's get our inventories situated here, because you've got nothing on. You got these things. Chainmail boots. You really can't wear yet. You have skill points to be spent, which we'll get to in a second. Open junk bag. I have some leather shoes in here. Let's see what else. Iron. So you're using a dagger. So can you use something more than an iron short sword? I mean, this would be kind of cool, honestly. 33. But let's see what else you can maybe. So studded leather armor. Leather jerkin. There's 15. So this is a little bit of an upgrade. You got leather gloves here. Got a cloak. And chainmail is 80. What's this? 18%, 20%. I can see if we can do the chainmail. Steel short swords. Yeah. Let's do that. We have the iron razorback as well, which is missile, right? So I wonder if I can put that. Can I put that in here? I can. No. Burn 31 pounds. It's not bad. It's not bad. And give you a feathered cap there. Actually, do I have a... I think I have a bronze helm. Some more of the boots here too. What are they? 4 pounds, that'll be just enough for my other guy. Let's get that to you, and... Oh no, that's 55 pounds. Nope. Okay. I guess you're not going to be able to wear those. Let's give them to you then. This is 2%. This is 5%. Okay. I didn't have anything else like necklaces or belts or anything in here, right? I don't think I would have put them in here, but one can never be too sure. These shoes are 2 pounds, so he can actually wear those. Like I can at least give him shoes. So he's at 53 there. Okay. Okay. Is something. Your body reforms next to a stone pylon. You spend a few minutes on your knees, hunched over and gagging as you recover from the effects of being magically flung across Linnaeus. You hope that this gets less painful with experience. You doubt it. Eventually, you rise to your feet. The pylon is behind you, ready for use. Okay. Cool. You stumble out into the hot sun. After the cool and darkness of Avadon, the hot, dry air of the deserts of the Kava immediately starts to wear you down. Sweat rolls down your face and grit starts to work its way into your armor. The ground is arid and dusty. The only plant life visible nearby is in the form of huge thickets of cactus, bearing vicious thorns. The dragon Zethron picked a home truly inhospitable to humans. When you emerge, someone shouts to you. A woman is waiting for you by the path to the north. A middle-aged woman of the Kva approaches you. The skin of her hands and face looks like dark leather, the result of many years out in the desert. She approaches you with great calm and confidence. Since you are a hand of Avadon, this level of fearlessness means that she is either a fool or a fellow servant of the Black Fortress. It is the latter. She nods to you. Welcome, hand. I am Tamaria, watcher of the pylon. I am here to guide you in whatever mission you are undertaking. I can provide precious information before you set out, and since so few have come from Avadon of late, I have plenty of time to spare. I could use information. She nods. I would be happy to help. What do you need to know? Tell me about the town. She looks at the town to the northeast. That is Gold Crag, a small town out in the wilds of the desert. It would be of minimal importance to the pact if it wasn't for the fact that there are dragons nearby. There are pest problems, of course, mainly wretches. Um, how will they treat me there? She laughs. They are good, loyal servants of the pact. The leader there is Overseer Levent, and your main problem will be getting him to stop offering you assistance. Good and servile as Redbeard likes it. Tell me about the wretches. The wretch lands are to the west. It is the one in the far lands where we allow wretches to live without interference. But they often emerge and cause trouble elsewhere, and then they must be dealt with. Usually it is soldiers that hunt them down. When someone begins to lead and organize and equip the wretches, however, Avadon must be involved. So how do the dragons affect the town? They don't attack, if that's what you were wondering. This is where visitors stay and get food on the way to see Zethron and ask for help. Without those travelers, nobody would ever have heard of Gold Crag. Why is it called Gold Crag? There used to be mines here. There are still a few out there, but most of them were played out before the Black Age. All right, well, thanks for now. Inside. Richlands. There are two sorts of humanoids residing in the remote areas of Linnaeus. There are the Titans, tall, strong, proud, and cunning, and the Wretches, who are in all ways the opposite. Wretches are small humanoids 5 foot tall at the most, and all of it in wiry muscle. They are usually simple, dirty creatures content to breed rapidly, eat, and spread into any unoccupied space they can reach. And when anyone tries to dislodge them, they can grow very violent. Of course, wretches are not evil. When you think about it, they are not that different from humans, except for stature and frequency of bathing. The Pact has never tried to eradicate them, only drive them out of its territory. Thus, the wretched lands exist, the rocky, unpleasant southern peninsula which has been set aside as a refuge for these creatures. There they form tribes, grow scraggly crops, and form a much wilder version of the Wildrim. They have a mind-boggling array of alliances and grudges, and they spend much of their time avoiding hungry dragons and wandering titans. But no force in the world can keep the wretches in the wretched lands. Small tribes of them are always slipping out, looking for fertile lands or spacious sewers to settle into. Wretches are too small and disorganized to ever pose a threat to the Pact, or at least that is what is generally believed. But should the Midlands Pact ever weaken, a flood of small savage immigrants will be soon to follow. Take those candles and the ale. And some bread. It's over there. Just a potted plant on the ground, huh? Pen and ink, candle, sheet of paper, more leather gloves. Another cloak, tunic, and tunic, some pants, some coins. I think you can use some pants. There you go. You don't have any pants on though, do you? Nope, he is pantless. He is without pants. Oh, also, train Shima here. He's got 2 points to spend. So, dexterity, probably all dexterity on this guy, I would imagine. Do blade training and do steel discipline. Yeah. Sure. We'll do that. Do you have anything? 22, 23 experience, 2600 to next level. How about you? 2600 to next level. 3900. Okay. I wonder why they hadn't leveled up to level 3 yet, but our brand new dude was already level 3. Door is locked. You need 6 lockpicks for it. As usual, get a lay of the entire map here so we don't miss anything interesting. You enter the town of Gold Crag. It is not a large settlement. There are a meeting hall and a barracks in the center of town. You can see shops and an inn to the north and a few quiet buildings to the south. Normally, in this remote, arid land, you would only find small clusters of nomads. However, the people who come out here to see the dragon and try to purchase its aid need a place to sleep and get supplies for the journey back. When you enter, the few people out in the hot sun nearby look very nervous. The presence of a hand of Avadon always causes fear. Everyone wonders what they have done wrong recently and how much you know about it. And Avadon does all it can to encourage that paranoia. Okay. Shackles, a whip, some more bandages, a potion of vitality. So you got the he's got the potions of vitality. Yeah. Um Whoa, crazed brigand. Okay. Oh, you're going first, huh? What do you have ability wise? Disarming blow. Oh, let's do missile weapon. All right. Let's do savage blow. That was pretty savage. There we go. Got him. Uh, sure. All right. What's on the ground? Iron broadsword. That's it. Door's locked. I need one lockpick. I don't even have just one lockpick that I need. Ooh, some creatures burrow from beneath piles of sacks. Okay. Um, nice. Very nice. Ability days. Cool. All right, there was a level up for you. Let's get one more into strength and let's make your attacks even more deadly and your savage blow. bump that up a little bit. Anything on 4? No. I don't know what that is. Let's save here. I don't know if that's a trap or what that is. Yeah, disarm trap. You're able to disarm it. Yep. That's exactly what that was. Bag of meal. And some sapphires. I didn't even know that these could be interacted with. Okay, what does this say? Silo, keep out. Overseer Levent, you're approached by an elderly man of the Kava. His robes are long, brightly colored, and immaculate. Though they are rapidly picking up dust from the road, he must not come outside much. For you, however, he made an exception. He greets you with a broad, fake smile. An envoy of Avadon, hand, if I guess correctly. We are most honored and pleased to meet you in our humble town. I am Overseer Levent, and I wanted to greet you personally here, before the stone. Welcome to Goldcrag. Anything we can do for you, we will. Sweat begins to bead on his forehead. He glances briefly at the city hall, clearly eager to return to its shelter. I'm here to see the dragon Zethron. He nods. I have heard that the mighty dragon is dissatisfied. Wretches, yes? Such pests. We've had increased difficulties with them lately. Perhaps I can be of assistance. For a moment, Levent's smile seems genuine. We have asked, and Avadon has provided. We are most grateful. What else would you like to know about? Want to know more about Goldcrag? A modest town, as you can see, in a harsh part of the Gva. We have little land that can be farmed, and yet, thanks to the dragons, we have value for the pact and for travelers, and thus honor has been given to us. How many dragons are near here? One, currently, Zethron. Sometimes there are more. They move around. They come here when they have the urge to grow their hordes, so that the sages and leaders of the pack can bribe them. What honor have you received? Because of our increasing wealth and the attention Avadon has given us, the leaders of Kavai have bestowed upon us our own copy of the Stone Code. It is just outside the city hall. This marks us as a town of importance and prestige. Small villages are not so honored. You don't fear the dragons? We do not. Goldcrag is part of the pact. If the dragons attacked us, they would attack all of the pact. They are not foolish enough to want war. However, it was not always thus. Once the dragons hunted at will, these are better days. There are 4 black stones set upright in the middle of Goldcrag. Closer inspection reveals that they are covered with dense writing. Townsfolk circle them, reading and writing and making notes of it. Those who are illiterate ask those who can read for help. These stones bear the core of the Stone Code, the law that governs life in the Kava. They are traditionally set here so that all can see them. Sevlin looks at the stones with interest. It is interesting to see them in a town so small. Getting the stones is a sign of great achievement, signifying that the settlement is a place of importance. Sevlin walks up to the central pillar of the Stone Code. He touches it reverently and looks at the writing. Always the same, he says. Everywhere in the Kava, even out in these wastes, it is constant. So the law is the same wherever we go? Yes, our leaders interpret it and expand it, but they can't change it. They are subject to it. It is our way. Shima frowns. There is no honor in a stone. Mere writing cannot tell us how it is proper to behave. Sevlin is unmoved. It is not wise, but it is constant, and it protects us from the worst within a leader. You tell me there has never been a tyrant there where you are from? The response is silence. All right, well, let's go. Oof. What do we got? It's another question mark here. What is this? Does this sign here? Gold Crag Barracks. Monitor Seibel. There's an archer of the Caval sitting at this desk, reviewing reports of wretch sightings and shaking her head. She wears the insignia of a monitor on her shoulder. She must have a fair amount of influence in this remote land. She raises to shake your hand. Heard a new hand was here. I am Monitor Sable of Cold Crag. I knew when fresh faces arrived from Avadon, that my lance's cash box would be looted soon enough. She laughs, but not unkindly. Is there anything I could do for you? Most of my soldiers are on patrol now, watching for the wretches that haunt us. That has kept us from dealing with other problems like the packs of wolves that are harassing the farms in the lands of the west. A new pack stalks the roads between here and Zethran's Eyrie. They are a vicious breed with long fangs and red-tinged fur. Kill 8 of these wolves, and I will reward you from our coffers. Okay, where can I find them? Take the road west to Zethran's Eyrie. There you will approach the dragon's lair. Hunt along the road and in the thickets near it. The bloodthirsty creatures will locate you soon enough. All right, well, thanks. The Red Wolves. Monitor Sable is the superior to soldiers at Goldcrag. The remote town has been hounded by increasing numbers of wild and dangerous wolves. There are packs of wolves with red-tinged fur on the road between Goldcrag and Zethran's lair. Kill 8 of these fierce creatures, and Sable will pay you a bounty. There's a lot of good stuff in there that I can't take. Gold and other things. Can't take those either. But these, on the other hand, 22 lockpicks to get that open. Jesus. That's also 22. Well, there's some chainmail boots on the ground. Yoink. And speaking of more chainmail, windshield, leather belts, a whip, bronze helm. He's got a bronze helm already. Let's see what he's got here. So you put these on. And belts. You need strength 8 for that. Which is 9 pounds of weight. Oh, he can, he leveled up, so he can wear more. He can do 58 pounds now. So we can put the chainmail boots on him. There we go. So that's good. Yeah, as they level up, they can grab some more stuff. Bag of meal. Take all of these. Some money for the road and stuff. Did I try this box here? Yeah, everything's 22, right? Yeah. Definitely want to pump up her pump up her lockpicking stuff as much as I can. Shima seems lost in thought. Something about the nearby stone seems to have shaken him. The way of Hochlandia is one of honor, and that is something in here. He pats himself on the chest. There's something I am wondering. Sevlin listens with interest. Yes? Each nation needs a way to control the people so they do not rob or kill or run wild. Without control, we are no different from wretches. Does that control best come from a sense of honor or from a set of laws? Um, hmm. I trust a set of rules all must obey. Thank you for your honesty. I can see why those laws would give a sense of comfort. But what value is a people if that within them is rotten, and they only act as they do because of fear of a stone? He walks on in silence. Trash and stuff in there. So what's over here? Gold Crag Fine Provisions. Shopkeeper, finally. A tanner. A small, nervous man emerges from behind a rack of luxurious robes and cloaks. He is very pale, unusual for this desert. The presence of a hand of Avadon has given him a facial tic. Hello, hello, I am Tanner. This is my shop. Fine goods, as you can see. Quality, brought from as far away as Kalem Daryl. Just a thing for seeing a dragon. He lets out a strained, high-pitched laugh. What sort of goods do you sell here? Fine goods, as you see, imported, brought here on caravans at great risk and expense. These are the finest garments you can find within 200 miles. Not a boast, just a statement of fact. Uh, do you do much business with the locals? Oh no, they are but simple desert folk. Not that I would ever insult them. My market is the travelers. Um, what use do such luxuries have in the desert? Well, many come to see the dragon. Important people, courtiers, and diplomats, sages. They come with garments worn and dirtied by the long journey. I help them to look their best before they ask mighty Zethron for aid. Is it dangerous to bring goods here? The free roads were the pride of the pact, but in the last few months they've been swarmed by wretches. Uh, okay, another question. Do you deal with many hands? A few. I do stock some potions and similar goods, but they tend to be more interested in Barak, the smithy. But you are a valued customer, and I will charge you a fair price for all goods. That's all I ask. Tanner nods and seems to calm down slightly. Um, I want to trade with you. Of course, I have much to sell, or I could buy from you. Goods of quality, of course. Um, what do you have for sale? Candle, lamp. Ooh, lockpicks. 108. How much money do I have? I only have 322 coins, really? Hmm. Fine cloak. I don't necessarily want to buy a fine cloak because I seem to find those around when I need them. Um, sell something. Um, yeah, let's just sell a long bag. I don't know how much that gave me. Oh, 566? That's not terrible. Um, Let's go. I wanna trade with you. Let's see what you have for sale. All right. Let's buy all of your lockpicks. Um, and that's good for right now. Cool. Take that incense while you're not looking. Give me a townswoman. That's not much going on there. Something on the ground though. Tunic and some pants that are 3 pounds, which he can't put on. He can't put on pants because they're too heavy right now. Okay. Very good so far. Very, very good. Cactus hacker? There's several people here hacking back the thicket of cacti. They wear heavy gloves and crude cloth masks over their faces. With slow, methodical blows, they chop loose the cacti and carry them back to the fire to burn them. The smoke that pours from the flame is black and foul. It's a miserable job, but it probably beats having gold crag be overgrown. We have another bandage on the ground. Hatchets. Give that to him. Okay. What else we got here? Okay, Warp About. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. You have a good night. Okay, what do we got over here? Ooh, some loot. Anything else? Not much else. Is this the door we just came out of before? No, this is a different place. Caravan guard. Door's locked. You could use lockpicks to attempt to open it. You only have 4, and it would take 2 to succeed. Let's not do that right now. There's a cellar here. Lamp on the ground. Let's light this place up. See what's going on. Pillow and towels. Oh, we got some rats. We have ourselves some rats here. Nice. Ability days. Cool. Cleaning rats out of cellars. Like all true heroes do. More rats. still on cooldown. Okay. On the ground. We got chests, coins, sapphire, gold ring. Put that on. Wait, she's not, that doesn't weigh anything, does it? Okay, yeah, it doesn't weigh anything. That's good. And let's hang on to that thought for a second. I mean, the other ones that needed lockpicks were like, they needed like 22 lockpicks and stuff, so I don't think it would hurt to take that. You have a cloak already? Okay. So you have gloves? Yeah. All right. Another gold ring. Oh, it does weigh 1 pound. Apparently, even though it doesn't say it. Fonz? This man is sitting in the shadows in the back room of the inn, sipping water from a wooden bowl. A half-eaten loaf of bread sits on a nearby table. His leather clothes and bone pendants mark him as from the wild room. He's come a long way. He looks up at you and says, "Greetings." You ask his name. "Alphonse." You ask if you can sit. He says simply, "I wish to be alone." "Can we talk?" "I prefer solitude. I mean no offense. Please leave me." There's nothing to say to that. You leave him alone. All the all the conversations are quieting out. Shh, the hand is here. Shh. Meth. This inn is surprisingly luxurious for its location far out in the wilds of the Gava. The travelers who go to visit the dragon must demand quality accommodations. The bar is being tended by a young woman who is wiping out pewter mugs with a mostly clean towel. She nods to you. "Welcome, Hand of Avadon. I am Myth, and this is our inn. Um, have you heard any rumors?" She suddenly appears rather cagey. "Oh, I hear many things. It's so hard to tell what might be useful. Um, well, tell me something you think might be helpful. Give a tip." She thinks. "I have heard someone recently who had just returned from the dragon's cave. He said that a shadowy human was hiding in the thickets. Didn't get a good look. The fellow looked at him over and ran off. Might be a bandit. You should watch out if you head out there." Conversation ends. Some free wine. All right, should I pick these doors? You know what? Let's do it. Boom, and that was the XP we needed to level up. That and a cloak and a robe, another dagger. All right, let's level her up. And let's see. I guess more intelligence. And do hmm. Um we'll get we'll do another point in days and another point unlock charm. Um see how that goes. 2 lockpicks. Let's do it. Can't take that because that guy's looking at me. Oh, I guess we could see. Yeah. This guy's here. Oh. Oh, there we go. I can take it now. Scroll speed burst. I didn't want that in the jump bag. That out there. Okay. Luckily that guy walked out of the room so I could take all the stuff. Alright, we're back outside. This courtyard has several sets of stocks set here to punish those who run afoul of the stone code. 2 of them are occupied, and what little rotten fruit the village can spare has been used to pelt them. Fines and the stocks are the only 2 of the possible punishments called for by the stone code. Shunning, branding, amputation, and execution are also covered. Savlin nods approvingly. A good place for punishments, but note the buckets of water to ensure nobody dies of heat or thirst. Harsh, but just. Shima frowns. They must have done something very serious to have their dignity stripped away. This sort of thing should be kept private. Some pears on the ground. Okay. Yeah, they can't. They're not allowed to talk. Makes sense. I was just in here, right? This is the soggy cactus. Yep. We have a runestone. You can combine it with one of your weapons or pieces of armor to make a stronger item. To combine a runestone item, drop the item in the forge area to the lower right and press the combine button. If the items in the forge can be combined, you'll receive a new item. You can only enhance any weapon or piece of armor once. Okay. So, what do we want to do? What do we want to enhance? If I enhance these gold, these rings aren't really doing anything, so I'm wondering if I enhance them, if that would make sense. But let's try the iron broadsword and a weapon. Physical attacks do more damage, or armor they protect you more. Okay. Go. So what does this do? 22, 26. Enhancement is 2% more melee damage. Okay. Alright. That's something. I mean, it should all add up at some point. Another runestone, blessed runestone. Combine this with a weapon, a piece of armor. It makes a weapon more likely to hit. It makes armor provide more protection. Okay. Ooh, a lockpick. I'll take it. Always glad to see a hand. We have fine armor. You meet the blacksmith of Gold Crag, and he is massively built, swarthy man. And a set of tools hangs from his belt. He is tending to a shop right now, not his forge. You can understand his not wanting to be hammering red-hot metal in the heat. He shakes your hand. Welcome, Hand of Avadon. I am Barak. I am more than happy to supply your kind. I have been doing it for years. I would like to trade with you. Of course, I can sell you my humble crafts, and I can purchase equipment you recover in your travels. All my prices are, I think you will find, very fair. Okay, that seems fair. You nods. Let me know when I can show you what I have. Let me see your wares. Okay, iron short sword, steel javelin, steel breastplate. For him, it would be you need strength 8, but it's the same weight, but more armor. That would be good. Let's buy that. And steel short sword, steel broadsword. 24 to 72. Although I literally just enhanced the other one that he's got on. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. I've already got an iron razor disc. Fine chainmail is 192. Currently using regular chainmail. I can do that. We can swap that around. So let's see what he's got here. Fine chainmail. Okay. Need strength 8 for that. Gotta get him leveled up. She's fine. Kinds of iron shields and stuff on the ground. Okay. So I've seen that forge there. Chest down there. What's in here? Bar of iron. Let's go do this. That there and that there. 1% 1% protection. Just having a little peek-see around here, see what's going on. Barrels to interact with. so just back there again. Okay, there's still a lot more to see around this place, though. Haggling merchants. Okay. Anything else here to look at? All right. All right. Yeah, we got stuff around there. From here, you can see the fields east of Gold Crag. There's a small oasis and nearby a few patches of arable land. There are enough crops growing here to feed a small village, though Gold Crag is large enough to need to bring a lot of food from outside. The thickets of cacti are constantly growing, and the town must wage a constant war to hack them back. The smell of burning cactus is constant. The smoke makes your skin itch and your eyes water. Anything up here on the ground? No. Okay. So we're gathering around for some reason. What's this? This place? Refugee area. Okay. Can't do anything. These guys are sleeping, and I still can't. Still can't steal from them. All right, we're gonna save here, and I think we're gonna. That's just about gonna be a thing for tonight, my friends. I do believe. Let's get out of there. Save that. All right. Cool beans. Yeah. So that was Avadon, the Black Fortress. Like I said, I want to try to keep getting some of these things into our schedule. I know there's so many games to play, so it's going to be kind of scatterbrained as I try to work my way through some things. I'm still primarily trying to work through Shadowrun returns and all that stuff, so that's still going to be 2 days out of the week. Everything else is just like 1 day out of the week as we try to get through some things. I mean, we still have Dragon Warrior 1 to do tomorrow night, do some more of that, and there'll be a break before we do Dragon Warrior 2, even though really think that's going to be a great game. There's just so many to do. I have so many RPGs on my list here that I'm trying to get through a bunch of them. Even though it's sort of reducing the variety of my streams, it's still like, there's just a lot that I want to go through. So we'll see how this all kind of fits in as I go about it. But anyway, friends, that will do it for me for tonight. If you happen to run across this on the YouTubes, and oh, interesting. That's interesting. Anyway, sorry, I was just, huh. I see a different name in two different windows. Same chat message, but different under different names. Anyway, um, whatever. If you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or a subscribe that you can spare and toss my way, that would be really great and awesome and swell. It helps out tremendously, and I appreciate it greatly. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
I suppose by the transitive property, I too must be Vulcan as a motherfucker.